Hello and welcome back to the channel, and what I wanted to discuss in this video is the recently displayed figures from the Comic-Con online event that's currently happening with Sideshow. And Hot Toys you can see only 25 minutes ago put up these new figures that they've put on display for Thursday of the con. So the first in the line is this Venomized baby Groot, which is an interesting release. It sort of tails or piggybacks off that Venomized Deadpool that they did, or that they're doing, that I don't know if that many people bought, and they must have done fairly well, otherwise they wouldn't be showing this figure, because the fact that that figure's in production just automatically says to me that this one is going to be put into production as well. I think this will be more popular than that one will be. You'll have to let me know what you think of this, because this does not appeal to me at all. Funko Pop did that line where they venomized a whole load of the Pops, which must have also been popular because they did so many of them. But you'll have to just let me know what you think, because having a wave of venomized Marvel characters just doesn't do a lot for me. The paint job and everything looks nice. The Groot almost looks sort of cartoony in the head. I think it's just the juxtaposition between these like very metallic, shiny looking Venom and the more matte look of Groot. But yeah, an interesting figure nonetheless. They've also shown off this Spider-Man Antioxidant suit, which looks great. It was one of my favourite suits in the game, but the only problem with this that I can see is obviously the material. You're getting this is obviously for a prototype even, because we haven't even seen an announcement of this, but the suit looks, even in this very slight bend, looks extremely crumpled, and in this pose it looks, around this hip area, it's looking just nasty, and you're getting this weird sort of flappage that's going on. So obviously I assume that's something they would fix, or at least alter material slightly, but the figure overall looks very nice. I assume these eyes would light up, or you'd get an interchangeable head. The whole suit looks really nice. I'd like it to look a little bit more metallic though, mainly with the suit where it was at night and it was I think it was raining in the game, or maybe not even raining, but the suit just really popped and looked very metallic, and sort of like very panelled, and that's just something I'd like to see more in this. The base is another really nice accessory. You're getting these Doc Ock arms, obviously a big sort of tease. I don't think we're ever going to get the Doc Ock figure, simply because of how much it would cost them to make, and the return on that would just not be there for them, much like sort of the Vulture and other figures that have been doomed to the pit of non-made figures. But for me, just these on their own is fine. They look like they just sort of go on the base, sit on the base. If you don't like them, you don't have to display them. Assuming this figure gets made, I don't see why it wouldn't. We still haven't seen the Velocity suit actually. That's one that I would quite like to see get made. But overall, this looks nice. So we're also seeing all of the con figures that we've seen so far. So the 4 exclusives, I've already made a video discussing my thoughts on these. In this photo, the Iron Man looks a lot nicer, I will say that. Still not one to pick up, I don't think. The Cable looking nice, the mech test looking decent as well. The Iron Man being the sort of big thing for me in this photo is looking really good, and the classic suit is for me probably the most exciting figure in this whole picture. It's definitely one that I would very much consider picking up. I already have the advanced suit, so this would look very nice alongside that, and just having a classic Spider-Man in that quite muscular, defined body would look look really, really good, I think. Another picture of the Iron Man. He's looking really nice. Even just a simple pose like this that happened in the film looks fantastic. Another look at the Iron Man mech test. Again, I think the eyes are just a bit too close together. It's something that they've been doing with a couple of figures recently, and it kind of throws the whole figure off for me. Not the whole figure, but just the eye section. It's still a very nice head sculpt. The Cable figures, again, looking really good. Stanley, not one I plan to get personally. If you have a collection of Stanleys, this will go very nicely in with all that, but quite an easy pass for me. This is another one that I think is a very exciting announcement. Obviously, this figure's been in development for a very long time, so because the film was meant to come out a couple of months ago, but obviously due to the whole COVID situation, it's been pushed back to November. So this is the Black Widow suit from the upcoming Black Widow film, in all white, and it looks very similar to the Endgame suit, which I don't have a problem with. I think that suit was probably the best looking Black Widow suit overall, and having it in white looks fantastic. I really like this expression that they've got. I'm not sure if it's the same as the Endgame expression. To me, the eyebrows are more furrowed, which suggests it's a new sculpt, and they're using sculpted hair, which I think works fantastically for this figure. I've not actually looked at any... Actually, I've looked at one trailer for this film, but I haven't seen the second trailer, so I don't know if the suit appears in the trailer or not. But to me, this is a must-buy. I think it will look really good if you have a black suit alongside a white suit for Black Widow, and this is probably the last time we'll see Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow. Maybe not the last figure they'll ever make, but having a very distinctive look for her. All the previous suits have basically looked very similar or the same, whereas this is a whole new look, which I think will look fantastic on a shelf. As I say, really liking the head sculpt, really liking the hair. And another one that they've shown off is Taskmaster. He's looking really very nice. I don't know if this will get made. I really hope it does, because I think it looks great, and it's nice to have a villain to go alongside the main figure of the film. And it looks more complete than a lot of other prototypes that we've seen. For example, the Yellow Jacket, which unfortunately never got made. The shield looks a bit odd to me. As I say, I haven't seen the film or mainly the trailers, so I don't know what it looks like. But this looks a bit. I can see it's got a couple of dings on it, but it looks too clean for me almost. It looks a bit out of place compared to the whole figure. But it has this split cut boot, which suggests to me that this figure is quite far into development, and I assume we will see it. I don't really see a world where we don't, but you know, that's been said many times before. But the record lately for Hot Toys has been to make at least some of the villains. So we got Hela recently, we got Mysterio announced very recently, who should hopefully be coming out soon. So if this film does well, I assume we will see this figure released. So yeah, again, hoping for this to come out and to pair very nicely with that figure. Another look at the 2099 suit. He's looking nice. He's actually looking more posable than I thought he would. I assume that these pieces would sort of just not want to bend. Obviously they're really sort of futzing with the suit to make sure no creases are seen, but it's still looking nice. And again, this is a big reveal for me. It looks like this classic suit Spider-Man. It looks like the exact same suit and body that we saw with the advanced suit, a plastic head with very nicely defined webbing. I think this is definitely one to pick up, even if you have the advanced suit. It's just such a classic look, and one that I assume many people will want to get, or at least want to pick up in the future. So it might get produced in quite high quantities, but I mean, that's not really a problem if you want the figure and look to keep it. So again, it's definitely one I think you should get. To be honest with you, I'm just going to skip over this Armory Collection because this is just pointless in my opinion. Another one that was already on display was this Luke Skywalker Hoth, and well, specifically the Snowspeeder version, which I think looks it is looking very nice. The thing that I've noticed in this though is that it seems like these the trouser material is cloth and the upper jacket material isn't. So this is looking to be some sort of plasticky material, which or maybe pleather, which I don't know if it will deteriorate over time or stick to itself. I'd hope it doesn't, because obviously it'd be nice to have a posable Luke like this. All the details look very nice. All this weathering and effects look really good. The boots looking nice. The head sculpt looks the same pretty much as the newly released deluxe version, so that's probably the same. The helmet weathering looks really good. Just a solid figure overall, really. He looks like he will, with a nice base, he looks like he is probably going to be released. At least I'd hope he would. We always say that the figures are going to be released, but they never do. So hopefully this isn't contained into that field. I think this would have a pretty nice following. Not sure if it's one that I'd want to pick up. I'm personally only looking to pick up one version of Luke, and that's going to be hopefully the Bespin one, if they actually release that or redo that, which we've seen at the con last year. So hopefully they show that again this year. So they've also displayed General Kenobi. We've already seen him before, but I think he's looking nice. The reuse of the head doesn't bother me too much. It would have been nice if they changed the colouring of the hair and the beard slightly, because in the show he is a lot more ginger than sort of brown haired, so I think that would have been nice if they lightened that up a bit just to differentiate it a little bit. But yeah, I'd like to see the figure sort of preview for this, because along with Anakin, I wasn't hugely impressed with the figure in these shots, but in the preview I thought the Anakin looked great, and I think that would be the same for the Obi-Wan. Hopefully they change him up a little bit. Here's that Anakin. He's looking really nice. He's looking a lot more vibrant. The videos that Sideshow took really sort of dulled down the colours, but these are looking like some really nice purples and blues. And the stap is really nicely weathered. You've got this heat treatment on the blasters. Nice dry brushing overall. So if you want the stap, go for the stap, but for me personally, I think I'll just try and pick up the Anakin on his own. So here's an overview of all their sort of Star Wars figures at the moment. I've just seen this Luke display base. It looks to be that horrible clamshell material that goes over the top of a hexagonal base, which, if they do release it, I'd just pray that that isn't what they do release, because that's just horrendous. But we'll have to see when the time comes if that's what's going to happen. We also see the classic vintage look for Boba Fett. He's looking like quite nice, quite vibrant in person, which is obviously what you want from that figure. Also the child. I think that the Sideshow one is better overall compared to this Hot Toys one, so if you're interested in that, then I'd look that one up. Another look at the Wonder Woman from the 1984 film. Looking very nice again. Still looks fantastic, I think. Definitely one that I plan to pick up. That head sculpt is still looking great. The golden armor version is again looking nice. Not one I personally plan to pick up. I know that people have gone pretty crazy over this figure. It does look great, I will say that, but I just prefer this look. And the head sculpt, I think it looks to be the same head sculpt, but for some reason this one just looks better to me. I think it might be the sculpted hair. The rooted hair on this is kind of all over the place and just doesn't look all that great in this photo. And I'd worry that obviously the the hair would sort of crumple with time with this over the top. So if you like the look of this, and obviously you're going to pick it up, but for me, this isn't the Wonder Woman for me. I'm just going to skip that. So yeah, the sort of the overview of the Wonder Woman line. Obviously we've only seen these two figures so far, so who knows if we'll get any others, but yeah, for me this is the star of the show. Just some other random Hot Toys COS baby stuff that not many people care about. So yeah, that brings us back to the Venomizer group, and as I say, this doesn't do too much for me, so I hope you enjoyed this wrap up of the con figures that are shown at the minute. Let me know what you think down below, if you hope that some of these get made, and hopefully a lot of them do. I think a lot of them are very nice, so yeah, let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next video.